Hello everyone and welcome to Paramount IELTS. My name is Luke and I'm a former IELTS examiner, and in this video we are going to be looking at some vocabulary you can use to discuss old people. So that's enough of an introduction, let's get started. So in the video today we are going to have 8 different pieces of vocabulary you can use for this big IELTS topic. We are also going to have 6 examples where you will be able to choose some of the words and try and complete some sentences, and then we will have 4 questions to show you how you might apply these words in your test. So the first word that we've got today is retire. To retire, to leave your job and stop working, especially because you have reached a particular age or because you are ill. So 2 reasons for retirement given there. It might be because of disease, or it might just be that you are old enough to stop working. Related words down there: retiree. A retiree is a person who has retired. Retired as an adjective. For example, retired people have more time to spend on their hobbies. Retirement as a noun, the fact of being retired. And then right down there below the related words, you can see that this definition comes from the Oxford Learners Dictionaries. It's a really good resource as you practice expanding your vocabulary, so I recommend that you use it. It has the words in fairly simple, easy to understand ways, and it also has some examples of them being used, and you can even find pronunciation there in 2 styles, American English and British English. So using that resource, you can even choose your own accent. Really recommend it. The link's in the description. The next word on our list is a retirement community as a noun. So a retirement community, a group of homes for older or retired people with facilities offering activities and services. One problem people may have as they grow old is that they don't have very much to do and they may not know very many people or have many friends. Retirement communities solve that problem. Lots of old people living in an area together, and they have lots of activities and a social circle as well. Next word on our list is pension. That is also a noun, an amount of money paid regularly by a government or company to somebody who has retired from work. So when you finish working, the money that you get from your company or from the government, that is your pension. Related words there: a pensioner, that is a person. Pension pot, quite high level vocabulary, pension pot. The total amount of money a person or government has for their pensions. So when you retire, you should make sure that you have a good pension pot. Otherwise, you might find this in a few years you have to get a part-time job. You don't have enough money, your pension pot isn't big enough, and you then have to start working again a few years after retiring. Old age pensions, as we mentioned earlier, old age pensions are specifically for old people. Not everybody retires because of age. They might be ill, or they might have just made enough money for their pension pot that they can retire early. Good luck to them. But specifically old age pensions, this is for old people. The next word on our list here is dementia. Dementia is a noun. This is a disease. It's quite an unpleasant one. A serious mental disorder caused by brain disease or injury. It affects thinking, memory, and behavior. So as old people get more forgetful, this could be a sign of dementia. Related words there: senile dementia. As you can see, dementia could be caused by an injury. Senile dementia specifically affects old people. Be a bit careful with this word senile. Don't use it as an adjective to describe old people, because they will not like you very much, and that is quite rude. Don't call old people senile. If you're going to use this term, use it like a medical condition. Senile dementia is a serious problem in old people. That is very high level vocabulary. Next up, we have care being used as a noun, the process of caring for somebody or something and providing what they need for their health or protection. So we might be used to using care as a verb. For example, I care about my IELTS test score. Here it is being used as a noun with a slightly different meaning. Okay, so care, the process of care, as you can see down there, carer, that's the noun, a person who cares for other people. Childcare, looking after children. Healthcare, for example, hospitals, doctors, nurses, the healthcare professions. So caring for people's health. There is care as a noun. And related to that, we have care home, a place where people live and are cared for when they cannot live at home or look after themselves. So care homes usually have staff. The staff are specially trained to look after old people, and this is a place where people may go if they need that kind of specialist care. Related words at the bottom there, residential care or nursing home. These are all direct synonyms. Mobile as an adjective describing people, of a person able to move or travel around easily. So if somebody is mobile, they are able to go out and they're able to move, they're able to do things. Related words there, mobility as a noun, immobility, negative, means completely unable to move. So we probably wouldn't describe somebody as immobile unless they are actually not able to move, but we could say people suffer from mobility problems, or people may become less mobile as they grow older. So quite a useful word. Just be a bit careful with the negative form because the meaning of immobile is very strong. The elderly, that's a noun and it's being used as a plural, people who are old. Pay attention there. We have to use it with the article the elderly, and it's a group. The elderly are, not the elderly is, the elderly are. You're talking about a group of old people. Related words, elderly as an adjective, it's quite polite and formal. You might talk about an elderly gentleman or an elderly lady, quite polite and formal vocabulary there. So as I said, we've got some examples here. If you're watching on YouTube, just take a moment and pause this. You can see the words at the bottom, try and match them into the sentences, and then when we come back, we will go through the answers. So pause the video and see how you do matching those words to the sentences. Okay, and welcome back after that brief session. Let's see how you did with the examples. Here come the answers. So number one, many people nowadays do not save enough money in their pension pots for retirement. Oh no, they didn't save enough money. Maybe they will need to get a part-time job when they are a little bit older. So pension pot, quite high level vocabulary there. Number two, issues with low mobility can prevent old people from getting out and about to meet people. Okay, getting out and about, also really high level vocabulary, just means go out and do things. A bit informal, so not very good for writing. For speaking, that is quite high level vocabulary. Number three, I think providing care in the community could help old people to stay in their own homes. So we talked about care homes, care in the community, nurses or specialist carers go out into the community and visit people in their homes and help families who may be looking after old people, care in the community. Number four, quite an easy one there. I've done enough work in my life. Next year, I plan to retire. This person has reached the end of their working life and they are looking to enjoy the next few years without having to go to work after they retire next year. Number five, again, remember we are using the article here. That really gives this away. many of the elderly live in poverty when they can no longer work. So in this case, maybe elderly people don't save enough money or don't have enough money, and this can push them into poverty. Very sad, but quite common in many parts of the world. So after people retire, their standard of living and the amount of disposable money they have could drop quite a lot. Number 6, a serious problem with elderly care is dementia, because it requires specialist treatment. So there they are giving problems with older people or elderly care, dementia. That is quite high level vocabulary. Okay, so next let's move on and look at how we could apply some of this vocabulary to answer some questions. So practice. Look at the questions listed on the screen. I want you to pause the video and take a few minutes to think about it. We've given you some of the possible vocabulary. How would you use the vocabulary to answer those questions? Is there anything else that you could think about that you could say here? All ideas are great. Just make sure that you're using high-level vocabulary and good grammar, and you shouldn't have a problem. So pause the video, and I will see you when you unpause us in just a moment. So I hope you were able to use some of that vocabulary and get some really good answers. I do have a few examples for you that I prepared just so you can see how this vocabulary might be used. So number 1, what are some of the issues that people face as they get older? Health issues are the first thing that spring to mind. Again, high level vocabulary there, spring to mind. It means come into my mind. Again, a bit informal for writing. For speaking, it's brilliant. So health issues are the first thing that spring to mind. Older people are at great risk of conditions like dementia, and they may also have issues with mobility. Okay, number 2. Do you think it is important for people to save money for their old age? It's absolutely crucial. When people retire, they need to have enough money in their pension pot to support themselves. It also doesn't hurt to have something set aside for a rainy day. Okay, another piece of high-level vocabulary there. Set aside for a rainy day. You've saved some money or something else for a time when you really need it. Number 3, what are some of the benefits that old people bring to society? There are so many. They can provide younger people with wisdom and experience, and of course the economic benefits of their role in childcare can't be ignored. In lots of countries where both parents go to work, who looks after the children? Elderly people, grandma, granddad, they may be looking after the children and saving quite a lot of money for the parents who are hard at work. So that is one of the benefits that you could talk about here, is the role that old people play in the family. Lastly, do you think families or the government should be responsible for elderly care? Okay, families or the government. Now, notice what the speaker does here. This is quite a difficult question. They need a couple of seconds to think about it, and opening with this phrase buys them some time. That's a tough one. I guess families have a duty of care, and the elderly often receive pensions which provide for some of their needs. If someone has complex needs, though, such as severe dementia or low mobility, the government may have to step in and provide residential care to those who really need it. Okay, a really quite high level answer to that question there. Quite a difficult question. You could come across it in part 3 of speaking or in writing task 2 as well. So just have a think about some of those issues. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope the session was useful, and it would be great to see you next time. Don't forget to like and comment on this video. It really encourages us to produce a bit more. And if you want to see any particular topics, put it into the comments and we will see if we can get that done for you. Also, for more of these great videos, subscribe to our channel because it really supports us, and you will get notifications whenever we upload more content for you. So that's all from me and Paramount IELTS today. My name is Luke and it's been a pleasure having you with us, and I'll see you next time. Take care everyone. Bye bye.